Vande Guru Paradwandam Bhaktivinoda Swamitam Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande Nityananda Saraditam Shri Nandanandam Vande Shri Radhika Charanadvayam Gopijana Samayutam Vrindavanam Manavaram Shri Gauranga Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Shivasri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We're continuing to describe Lila from verse 69. Thank you. Verse 69 of Radha Nidhi. It's all description of the pastime of Radharani coming to Nandagram to cook Krishna's breakfast. So it goes on for 5 pages and describes how Radharani is a Murti, Sri Murti Samohanam, the very form of Radharani completely bewilders Krishna. And she's full of intense love and beauty. And we find out about Radharani's qualities here in this verse. And we also find out how much Yashoda loves Radharani. Yashoda even says in the purport that she wants Radharani to be her daughter-in-law. About 7 o'clock in the morning, Radharani walks to Nandagram to cook Krishna's breakfast. Because Radharani got a blessing from the Rasa Muni that anything she cooked would increase the lifespan, health, and taste of one who eats it. Thus Radharani got the nickname Amrit Pani. Pani means hands. There's a verse in Gita, Sarvato Panipadam Tat Sarvato Shishiromakam. Everywhere are Bhagavan Krishna's hands and feet and eyes and faces. He hears everything. So, Radharani is known as Amrit Pani. Whatever her hands touch, it turns into the nectar. Everything becomes nectar. Although this is Lila, where Devasramuni gave this blessing to Radharani, this Amrit Pani, nectar hand blessing, is described in Gopal Upanishad. But Raghunatha Das Goswami also makes a point that Radharani doesn't need any boons or blessings from anyone. But everyone needs to get the blessings and boons of Radharani. Everyone's always praying to Radharani. Radhe Radhe Chapai Karo, Kripa Karo. So her hands, anything she touches becomes nectar. And there you can see, Nata says the Gargamuni who did the name-giving ceremony for Krishna, and the Rasamuni who gave that blessing, special cooking blessing to Radharani. They're only unconsciously helping increase the Sringarati for Krishna. Kundalata gets permission from Chatiya every day to bring Radhika to Nandagram to cook. Although Chatiya doesn't trust this naughty boy, Krishna. All the gopis walk along with Kundalata like a bunch of moons. They said they look like a collection of moons. All the gopis are shining like full moons. One day, Kirtida, because knowing that their daughter is such a great cook, it was actually on Radhastami. Kirtida invited Nanda and Yashoda and their family, which means Krishna and Balaram and Madhumangal, each part of the family. He invited them to Varsana for a 4-day birthday party. It was nice, 4 days. And the chief cook for the festival was Radharani. It was her birthday party, and she has to cook. That's described in Naimitic Lila. This pastime is described in a chapter called Naimitic Lila and Govinda Gutika by Sri Krishna Das, which is translated into English. Shine that white clouds over them. Very low clouds in the sky sometimes. Okay. So, Kirtita has invited Nanda, Yashoda, and Krishna, Balaram, Mangal, and Dhanishta, and Vrindadevi, and everybody that lives in Raktak Patrak, everyone that lives in Nandagram, to come to Barsana to celebrate Radharani's birthday, Radharani, and to celebrate, enjoy Radharani's cooking. So when Yashoda was at that party, Radharani birthday party, and Yashoda saw how much Krishna was enjoying the cooking of Radharani, then he said, okay, from today on, my Krishna will eat only food cooked by your daughter. So from that day on, I guess what was happening, Kirtita unconsciously was arranging for Radharani to become the head cook for Krishna. So by showcasing Radharani's cooking talent, by inviting Yashoda and Nanda, he said, wait a minute, your daughter's the best cook of Brajmandal, and my husband's the king of this region. We want your Radharani to come every day. Okay. So that was a good day for Radharani and a good day for Krishna. So Kirtita is very helpful in uniting Radha and Krishna. Because just like on the excuse of doing Surya Puja, Radharani spends 6 hours at Radhakund with Krishna. So on the excuse of going to cook Krishna's breakfast, she spends 1 hour every morning at Guptakund after cooking. Then Radha and Krishna get cooking, so to speak. She cooks for him and then they cook each other. At Guptakund, which is commonly called Vrindakund, there's an entire book I haven't seen in English, maybe somewhere in English. It's by Sri Krishna Das called Nandishwar Chandrika. Moonbeams illuminating the pastimes at Nandagram, and it's about Radha and Krishna's Leelas at Guptakund. And there's a cave in the Nandishwar Parvat, the mountain that Nanda Baba's palace is on, which is Lord Shiva's body. There's a cave there going from under Krishna's bedroom floor, by the way, and comes out on the southwest area near Charan Bahari, near the street, near the road going to Vrindakund. There's a mountain chain there, low mountain chain. And the cave goes under there, and Radharani pretends to go home, and she takes a left turn instead of a right turn and goes to Guptakund, and Krishna pretends to go to sleep after breakfast. He opens the trap door, goes in the cave, comes out. Radharani goes out down the palace steps, Nandagram looks towards Yavat, then turns by Madan Sarovar and goes back road, goes to Vrindakund, Krishna goes like, and they meet there. There's a yoga pit there. That's the morning yoga pit. There's many kunjas there. There's a very beautiful pastime goes there at Guptakund. Guptakund is a significant place. Some Baba named Maharaj Das Baba in the 1960s and 70s, he had some realization that Vrindadevi lives over there also. So he established some place over there for Vrindadevi. But the thing that distinguishes that place is mentioned in Shastra, as no one will argue that, because no yatris ever visit Vrindavan except ISKCON yatris. Nobody from Vallabhacharya or Ramesh Baba, anybody goes on Vrindavan, Brajmandal Prikma for 40 days, in Vajramas, Vallabhacharya people go in Vajramas, because that's what's told, or Ramesh Baba goes in Kartik. Nobody goes there. But it's a nice place. Nice place to remember Vrindavan. But definitely it's a place where Radha and Krishna go each meet after breakfast called Guptakund, which is behind what they call Vrindavan. So that's how Radharani, why she comes every day to Nandagram, because this is the result of her showcasing her cooking talent on Radhastami. So Swami walks through the alleys of Nandishwar. She becomes very grave. But when Krishna hears the jingling of Radharani's ankle bells, he feels it's like a stream of nectar entering his ears. But the music of her ankle bells is like nectar to his ears. Anything to do with someone you love is nectar for your senses. If you hear a lover's voice, or a lover's veena playing, or you hear a lover joking with her girlfriends, or laughing, or you hear the waist bells jingling on her waist, or the ankle bells jingling on her ankles, or bangles ringing on her wrists, you hear that because they're connected to your lover. You become excited, you become happy, you become joyful. Because you feel, if you're not seeing your lover, but you're hearing jingling of her anklets and waist bells, because she's nearing the kunj, you're waiting to meet her inside. You'll be so excited. Oh, she's coming. Like nowadays, we don't have ankle bells and waist bells. We have car horns. So someone's coming down the street, and we hear beep, 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 you know. I know that's my boyfriend. He's coming to pick me up. You come out the front door looking. You know, it doesn't come, you just beat or you run out. So that's how Radharani just rings her ankle bells, and Krishna runs out of the kunj and runs down the footpath. He's not just sits there. Okay, I hear ankle bells, okay. No, it's not like that. He gets very soon, he's looking, keeps coming out, thinking of their ankle bells, but the wind, it's winter time, and the dry leaves are on the tree, and the wind's blowing the dry leaves, and the dry leaves go chee 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 chee, ring. Oh, this Radharani's outside. She's right outside the kunj. And then Krishna comes out, doesn't see, and he looks out, oh, the leaves are just hitting each other. Dry leaves. She's very anxious. So Krishna, this is like nectar for Krishna's ears. Dhanishta, who lives in Nandagram, and she's Krishna Snehadi, Vrinda Devi's Krishna Snehadi, they have more affection for Krishna. That's why they live in Nandagram, not Barsana. They stick close to Krishna, Dhanishta and Vrinda Devi. That's why Vrinda Kund, they say that's her place. It's near Nandagram, it's not near Barsana. When Radharani gets her Mahaprasad from Krishna, she eats it and distributes it to her Sakti Manjari, but she takes separate Mahaprasad from Vrinda Devi. She gets Krishna Mahaprasad, she sets on the side and tells Manjaris, Vrinda Devi's in the kunj making arrangements at Radha Kunj. Take this to Vrinda Devi. She doesn't get Radharani's remnants. So she's in Krishna's party. Don't want to mix her bob, you know. Like, who was it? Oh, somebody. Who was it? Oh yeah, we went to one Brijvasi Brahmin. My friend went. I gave him some Jagannath Mahaprasad, I think I told you. And he lives in in Govardhan. He's born in Mathura. He's like a Baba, Vishvasi. And he said, this is some Jagannath Mahaprasad from Puri. He said, no, I don't want. And the devotees were surprised. This Vishvasi is a Gaudiya Vaishnava also, which is rare. He said, and then my friend said, why? He said, there's no Radharani there. I don't want it. Get out. So I said, what did you do with it? He said, I ate it myself. I said, I should return it. So that's a high level of Nishta, Radha Nishta. This is Krishna Prasad? No, thank you. It's just like Das Goswami. When Radharani Das, whatever it is, Vishwasi Das' servant, got some leaf cups from Sakhi Stali. Sakhi Stali is west of Jatipur. Go west of Jatipur, that's Sakhi Stali. Not our Sakhi. That's Sakhi. The other Sakhi. Not our Sakhi, that's our Sakhi. It's another Sakhi. This is Sunshine Sakhi, that's another one. Nighttime one. So it was a little bigger leaf cup. And Das Goswami said, this is more buttermilk than usual. Where do you get this leaf? Every day I have a leaf this big. Oh, I got it for Sakhi. He said, whoa. There's yours for Sakhi side. He threw it out. He just threw it in the air like, oh my God, it's like a bomb or something. It's going to blow up. Wow. Didn't want to see it, didn't want to touch it, didn't want to smell it, but his feet could taste it. Because it's from a leaf from Sakhi Stali village of Chandravali. Terrible. So Tanisha leads Radharani inside and brings her in front of Yashoda. And Yashoda, this is how devotees greet each other. When devotees greet each other, you can read also in Bhakti Ratnakar. Bhakti Ratnakar, Prem Vilas. It's Prem Vilas. All these books get confused. Bhakti Ratnakar, Prem Vilas. There's a series of letters, handwritten letters from Srinivasacharya to Jiva Goswami, from different devotees back and forth. And when they write their letters, they glorify the person they're writing to. Dear Srinivas, I'm missing you so much. You're such a great devotee. This, that. They glorify the devotee they're writing to for about 3 paragraphs. And then they give the news about Vrindavan or Navadvip. The letters are going between Navadvip and Vrindavan. I think it's Prem Vilas or Bhakti Ratnakar. So this idea, there's so much respect and appreciation and gratitude for among Vaishnavas. So here Yashoda is showing that type of behavior towards Radharani. She doesn't say, hi Radharani, go and cook. Everything's ready, go cook. No, she said, oh, I understand that the goddess of beauty of all the 3 worlds has appeared in my house. It's like, in other words, oh, now you come in my house, I understand the most beautiful woman in the whole universe is in my house. So she starts off by flattering Radharani. Radharani said, yeah, this is a good place I came to. Oh, what's this address? 108 Main Road Underground. I remember this address. Now you're going to go door to door during Sankirtan and get a good sale or you come back again. So Srimati bows down to Mother Yashoda's feet. Mother Yashoda lifts up Radharani, embraces her, holds her chin with her hand, fondles her, looks at her face, kisses Radharani, smells her head as if Radharani is her own daughter-in-law. Radharani melts, it's melting from the parental affection of Yashoda. With a faltering voice, Radharani says, Ma, I am yours. Mother Yashoda sprinkles Radharani with tears of love and blesses her. Oh Chandramukhi, may you live 100 years and always give pleasure to my eyes. So seniors, especially old people, grandmothers and grandfathers and seniors, their duty is always to get blessings. When seniors speak blessings, it increases their own lifespan also. Seniors are supposed to give blessings. Seniors are called Guru Jan. Guru Jan means people of senior position, by age, by position in society, by Varna, Brahmins, etc. Their duty is to give what they call Ashirvad. Ashirvad means blessings. So this is standard in every culture. The grandparents always bless. Now, but it's come perverted now when grandchildren go to see their grandparents, they get blessed and get 100 rubles. 50 euros, 100 euros. That's the way, but it was not exactly like that in old days. They give gold coins and give silk, but mostly the most important blessing everyone wanted was to get words. May you live 100 years, may you be the mother of 5 sons. she says, what? I got one, no more. Anyway, old days was like more different idea. So this is, and I do that myself actually. Because on Gurudev, everybody was going, when they would go to him, they always asked him for blessing. So he had a standard blessing he gave everybody. Really nice blessing. I pray that Radharani shower her full blessings upon you. That was his standard blessing. He was speaking in Bengali and English. Maybe he gave her blessings when he was younger. When he got old, he didn't want to give too many different blessings. So he once gave me a blessing. I bless you, live a long life. That was pretty good because he was 102 when he gave the blessing. So I took, my lifeline isn't so long, but anyway, let's see what happens. I took it as a nice thing. It was a private thing. I didn't ask for it. I just at that time he quoted like 4 or 5 verses in a row from Bhagavatam, answering a question I asked. I said, how do you have such a memory? You're 102. He said, my whole life I was studying Bhagavatam. I said, well, okay. For 80 years you were studying Bhagavatam. I was studying for 40. I don't remember any slokas. He said, he just smiled. He said, anyway, bless you, live a long life. That was how it came out. He had pity on this poor guy, You're a lost case. Okay. So Yashoda's blessing Radharani to live 100 years. The Sakhis and Manjaris also bow down to Yashoda's feet, and Yashoda also embraces and blesses the Sakhis and Manjaris. Srimati and her Sakhis look very beautiful when they wear the garlands of Baba from the vine of Mother Yashoda's parental love. This is, of course, an analogy. In other words, if anyone is a recipient of someone's love, they'll look beautiful. That's what it's, in straight language, this is a poetical way of saying. Very nice, because Bengalis are very poetical to begin with. Because once I asked the Raghunatha, I said, it's this book in Bengali, these books in Bengali, they must be very poetical. And he said, yeah, this is a standard thing of Bengalis. If they're writers, they're very poetical. They write very sweet. And he said in Bengali, it's very sweet, it's very nice. And he said, Nathas is a particularly poetical person, so his books are very sweet and very nice. And English doesn't make it, but he's given some idea here. And he's just saying that the Radharani Sakhis look very happy and very blissful, being the recipients of Yashoda's love. But that isn't what he says. He says, Radharani and the Sakhis look very beautiful wearing garlands, Bhava Mala, Bhav Mala, Bhav Mala. So where are these flowers coming from? There's a flowering vine, like a Madhavi Lata or a Malati Lata. They have flowers on the vine. They're coming from a vine of Vatsalya Prem, Mother Yashoda's love. So if anybody is in love with somebody else, and the person who's receiving the bhava and love of someone, they'll be decorated with garlands of bhava. It's nice, a nice garland. What does it mean when you give someone a Maha garland? What does it mean? It means you're expressing your love. Tadati Pradigrinati Priti Lakshana. There's 6 systems of expressing Priti. Priti means love. You give a garland, you give prasadam, you give your mind, you give your heart, you give your words. This is how we express love. So when you give a Maha garland to some other Vaishnava or Vaishnavi, means you're giving Krishna's love, you're giving your own love in the form of the garland. Because giving gives is the expression of love. You know about love? It's a good idea to learn that subject. It's automatically, your heart is pumping blood, your heart is also pumping love. It should be. So this is the greeting of Yashoda's welcoming Radharani and her team, her cooking team. You got a big cooking team. There's 100 stoves in Yashoda's kitchen. There's going to be a lot of cooking going on there. The whole clan of Nanda Baba. Rohini supervising, Yashoda supervising. All the kinkaries and manjaris, everyone's going crazy in there, cutting up wood, grinding cashews into paste to make stuffed Kerala. You'll read about that later. So, it's interesting when it describes all the emotions of Yashoda, because she's an ideal mother, an ideal pure devotee of Krishna. And it describes all her dealings, everything she does, all her expressions, and all her movements are all full of affection and love. It's really quite amazing. It says here, Mother Yashoda, her heart melting with affection, seats Radharani on a sitting place. So is it a chair in front of the stove? No. Why she sit her down? Because she's going to bring her some sweets. Have to bribe her first to get her in the kitchen. They take these sweets. Oh, they're good. Okay, they're going to work. I do the same thing. I bribe my students. I give them fees. I say, okay, now work. They come here to clean the ashram, so first I give them something to eat. Good manager. So Yashoda sits Radharani in the best sitting place, has some of the best sweets brought for Radharani. Swamini bows her head in shyness when Yashoda requests her to eat the sweets. After Radha is eaten, Mother Yashoda takes her into the kitchen and says, Radharani, you are Lakshmi Devi herself. You always glance mercifully on my house, so my storeroom is filled to the brim with everything you need for cooking. There's no shortage of any ingredient in my unlimited storehouse. Whatever you need for cooking, you can take. That's a good kitchen. Then I can come up with something. Srimati is, that's page 1. It's got cut off. I was very happy to get that order from Queen Yashoda. Mahanidhi Ma blesses Radharani, says, Oh, my daughter, you're a very good cook. Now cook whatever you like. Hearing Rohini's words, Swami bows her head down in shyness. When we always hear and read about Radha and Krishna, we should pick up some of their qualities. Radharani is always so shy in front of her manjaris, shy in front of seniors. Manjaris are junior, 2 or 3 years younger than her. Because generally the phrase was the phrase. We lord it over juniors, we compete with equals, and we're afraid of seniors. Seniors, boom. Older brother's gonna hit us in the head. Little brother, we punch them out. And equally, our twin brother, we compete ferociously with our twin brother. Here, Radharani, with her junior manjari, she's shy and humble. With her senior mothers and grandmothers, she's humble. She's getting glorified as a great cook. She has to stick up, yeah, I know, I'm a great cook. She hangs her head down, bows her head down in shyness. Okay, really, I'll try to do something. The Kinkaris changed Radharani's dress and ornaments for a cooking dress. She's going to wear an apron, her cooking apron with little butterflies on it. Or whatever, you know. Yeah, these aprons you put on it. Who knows? I don't know. Some special cooking clothes. Affectionately, all these adjectives are there. Rohini sits Yashoda in front of the stove on a golden chair covered with a white cushion. But she doesn't just sit her there, she affectionately sits her there. All these words are meant to paint some pictures in our heart, you know. So she sits on a chair. It's interesting, when we took prasadam in Govinda Das and Nikunja Jivani's house, they're from South India, and the stove is on the floor, on a platform about, I don't know, this high from the floor. There's a stone platform covered with marble chips or something. And the stove is there. And there's a little tiny chair about 2 inches from the floor. And because it sits there like a yogi, it cooks sitting on the floor. And I said, why don't you just make a high counter and have a stool like a bar stool? Or just sit there and cook like that if you want to have a chair. No. In our Indian culture, you're not supposed to stand while you cook. You're supposed to sit down. This is offensive to stand while you cook. Excuse me, you know. You see pictures of Radharani kitchen, there's no stools there. You see pictures of Radharani kitchen. They're all squatting down on the floor. Anyway, but Radharani, it's interesting. I think that this is probably cooking on the floor. Like they have these, like we have a counter, we have a cutting board, we have a knife, chop, chop, chop. But they have this thing with a piece of wood with a blade you cut your head off with. And you hold your feet, you hold it down your feet, go like this. You see those kind of things, peeling potatoes and stuff. The blade is so sharp you cut your finger off in 1 second. Yeah, so that's sitting down. You're sitting, holding your feet on the wood. So imagine Manjaris are sitting on the floor peeling potatoes. When you think of Krishna's kitchen, you think of countertop, black granite countertop with, see some wood, cutting board, or some plastic, whatever, big knives and stuff. and plastic washing gloves for washing cloths, and a rack with hooks on, pots hanging on back. It's not going to be like that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disappoint anybody. But it says he's sitting on a golden chair. So now this is a trick for the artist to try to figure out what that is. Probably it's a little chunky. It's like a little, legs this high, from the ground. I see it like that. You've already seen that. And the fire is burning on pine wood and olive wood and cedar wood. It must smell pretty good. Cedar wood is very fragrant. Olive wood is gross like olive. Ingredients are lying before. Radharani sometimes lifts the lid from the cooking pot. She doesn't have any pressure cookers. To see if the preparation is cooked. Sometimes she adds some spices, sometimes she stirs the preparation with a spoon. While Radharani is doing that, her three-lined belly, her breasts, her arms and shoulders are moving along and cause her to shine with unrivaled sweetness. Another verse in Radharani's Sudha Nidhi, it describes Radharani as Kunkam Agni, Kunkam Angi. That her arms, her limbs, her body is reddish color, like kunkam. So in the commentary of that verse, it says her body is gold, but because of the flames of the wooden cooking fire, it makes her golden body look red. Like if you stand by a bonfire, there was a big bonfire on the beach or something, collect a bunch of wood, make a bonfire. And the reddish glow of the fire gives everybody's skin a reddish glow. So Kunkam Agni means her face is already golden, it looks reddish golden because of the flames of the fire. And Krishna sees this, and he thinks that she's red because she's an anurag. He said, oh, look how red her face looks. She must be thinking of me. She's not thinking of him at all. Indirectly, she's indirectly thinking of cooking for him. But he's like, oh, no. So he sees Kunkam Agni, oh, she must be really excited. She's thinking about me. Whereas he gets excited when he sees these things, these three-lined belly, breast, arms, and shoulders all are shaking moving. He starts cooking. He starts boiling. He's in trouble. What is so spiritual, what is so enjoyable in that kitchen? Shyam has finished his bath and dressed, and he sits down in his bhajan kutir to repeat his Diksha mantra. He was initiated in the Raya mantra by Bhaguri Muni, but he doesn't like that mantra so much. Some people get initiated in Hare Krishna mantra, they go around chanting Radha, Radha, Radha. Should chant Hare Krishna also. Anyway. So his mother had him initiated in the Raya mantra by Bhaguri. For Gopal's own benefit, she tells Yashoda tells Gopal, go practice your mantra. So Krishna sits down in the Radharani and Mandir to chant his Diksha mantra. Then he says, what mantra should I chant? Now who should I meditate upon? I want to chant Radharani's name and meditate on Radharani. And so, with his eyes filled with tears of love, Hari repeats two syllables, Radha, and meditates on the lotus feet of like the king of yogis. Yogis meditate on the feet of Vishnu, so Krishna is a Kandharma yogi, Kama Sutra yogi. So he meditates on the lotus feet of Radharani. Yogis meditate on Krishna's feet, and Krishna meditates on Yogini's feet, Radharani. While practicing his meditation, Krishna becomes eager to see the object of his meditation. That makes sense. You're meditating around Krishna, you want to attain them, you want to see them, you want to be with them. So he thinks, oh, I see Radharani, oh, Dakshinarayana in the temple. But the person I want to see is in the kitchen. I'm going to the kitchen. So the Yashoda says, where are you going? Oh, I finished my chanting. I'm hungry. So Krishna comes and peeks through the kitchen window and watches Radharani cooking. Aha! Such sweetness. So Krishna's like Gujaratis. Gujaratis eat sweets before they eat the meal. So Krishna goes, he eats the sweet darshan of Radharani before he gets the cashew stuffed Kerala. It's good, don't make it fun. You don't know what you're missing. Don't make fun. Tasting is believing. So he peeks through the kitchen window, and Radharani doesn't have her veil on her head, and her dress and ornaments are loose because of her hard work, and her face is shining with a reddish glow. Like I said, kumkumangi, because of the burning wood. And her cheeks are beautified by little drops of sweat that look like drops of little pearls. Sham cannot move his feet as he beholds the object of his meditation. His eyes become wide in ecstasy from seeing Radharani. That'll do it. And then he quotes a line from the verse, Mahalavanya Lila Mayam Chandrananda Gana Raga Gatita Murti Samana. These are words in this verse, I think verse 60. What? 69. Verse 69. These are words in line number 2, which are all describing Radharani. Mahalavanya Lila Mayam. She's made of Leelas and she's effulgent like pearls. Mahalavanya. Chandrananda. She's concentrated bliss. And Gana Anurag. She's thickly condensed, eternally fresh attraction. Gatita. She's a Murti. She's a Murti of illusion. Shrimurti Samohana. This is all words describing her. Mahalavanya, Lila Maya, Chandrananda, Gana Anuraga, Gatita, Shrimurti Samohana. Wow. She's a beautiful form of complete mystic illusion. Radharani's most beautiful, playful, and enchanting embodiment. This is a translation. Radharani's most beautiful, playful, and enchanting embodiment of intensely blissful, constant passion. Constant passion means on a rug, because word rag means passion, ana means continual. Suddenly, Swamini sees Sham. Now what happens? She becomes shy. And the movie is over, the curtains close. Bhakti Vihari Darshan closed. And then she chastised her Manjari with a blink from her eye. Her eyes start speaking. Her eyes start saucing. Didn't you see Krishna? Why did you tell me he's watching me? Kinkari replies with her eyes, I didn't see him. Kinkaris are doing it again. They're doing their thing, their lying thing. I was absorbed in grinding cashews for stuffing in the corral. Actually, the Manjari did see Krishna before, but Krishna silently requested the Manjari through his eyes, don't tell Radharani I'm watching her. So there's collusion between Krishna and Manjari, cheating. Krishna made a conspiracy to spy on Radharani's beauty with a Manjari. Insider. He paid off an insider. He bribed an insider with those bewitching looks. He can control anybody. If anybody looks at it, if he looks at it, you're finished. Radhika and Shyam's eyes meet, and with her glances, Swami tells Krishna, Mother Rohini's in here. Go on, get out of here. Like, this is no time to flirt. My mother Rohini's in here. You're getting me in trouble. And Krishna asks with his eyes, I can't look at you anymore? Swami blinks, yes. She blinks a yes. Yes, you can, or yes, you can. Yes, you can look, or yes, you can. She says, yes. Can I look at you? Yes, you can, or yes, you can. Okay. Get the gate. Lower left. Watch the electricity. Wear your shoes. Our wall is electrified. Our gate is electrified. And the silver monkeys come. Oh God. Such a lit trip, this whole Vrindavan experience. I'm really a nice guy, I'm not that bad a guy. But I'm torturing my neighbors too much. Not deliberately. It's the last thing on my mind. I can't make excuses. I can't control this thing. I hope you forgive me. I love you a lot, but some things I can't. I'm not that powerful. Everything, you're Swiss. Everything's working perfectly. That's the way. You have to give each other that mercy. She put her fence, electric fence up a year ago. Not one monkey in 1 year. I put mine up maybe 10, almost a year ago. And every day 10 monkeys are here dancing. She looks at it from the front. Oh God. Same fence, same guy, same money, more money, bigger area. It's a good thing I got inspired by your idea. My fortune isn't the same. So Krishna is enchanted by Radharani. He thinks, oh, how much trouble Radharani is taking to cook for me. Her face has gotten such red glow. This is the Kumkumamni. from being close to the fire. Now listen to this. What is your seva at that time? Chopping firewood, stirring, grinding cashews, cutting the tail off Kerala, peeling ginger, or if you're lucky, you get to wipe Radharani's perspiring face. What do you rather do, peel ginger? Fanny's also there. Well, this sounds pretty attractive service here. The maid servants wipe Radharani's face with a damp cloth dipped in mint leaves, or kapoor, a rose water. Nice. How sweet is the exchange of Radha and Madhav's glances. When Radharani finishes cooking, the kinkaris change their clothes. Some Sakhis in our group, our Sakhigan, their seva is to take care of Radharani's clothes. They wash their clothes. So all these things, when they talk about changing clothes, these manjaris are involved. They have the clothes ready in a box, or because there's clothes. She changes her clothes and cooks with different clothes, and she takes those clothes off, and they wipe her down, and they give her a sponge bath or a wet cloth bath, and dress her in fresh clothes. So Radharani changed her clothes like the movie stars, we were talking about yesterday. She changed her clothes about 10 times a day. You can think about it through. She comes home and she has her sleeping clothes, and then her bathing clothes, and then her going to Sri Kund clothes, pink clothes, reddish clothes, and then bathing clothes for Radharani, then new clothes after Radharani bath. That's 4 or 5. Then comes home and she sweats all in separation from Krishna, and she gets all rickshaws of clothes. Then she has to go out. Then she gets up and bathes and eats. Goes out for evening wearing blue sari or white sari. And then they bathe in Yamuna at night. So then she wears the bathing clothes. Then she's not going to put on dirty clothes after bath. She's going to put another clothes after Yamuna bath. I mean, that's like 7, 8. How many times that? So a lot of dresses being given out up there. Some ladies like to get a lot of dresses, so that's the place to be. Radharani's going through 10 sets of clothes every day. Like Bhakti-Hari, they don't offer the same dress every day. They offer a new dress every day. They sell it for Maharaj, or give it to their big donors. Every day he wears new cloth, doesn't wear. I don't know how many times he changes his clothes every day. But he only wears the outfit one time. Bhakti-Hari, he's the king. He's the king of Vrindavan. That's cool. So. Well, it's all about eating. It's nice to hear about that. So after Radharani cooks, the kinkaris change her clothes and wipe her hands and feet and the whole body with a wet towel. It's called a towel bath. Begin to fan her while Dhanisha brings a glass of nectar tonic, Kumari Rishta, or whatever. Shatavari Ashava. Some ladies tonic, Priya Sakhi, drink a little tonic. While Swami enjoys the drink, she closes her eyes. Then the kinkaris give her pan. Her job is done. Now she's fresh. Like Krishna sits down to eat, Swami pulls her veil straight and hands Mother Rohini different preparations to serve the Krishna. Krishna is enchanted when he sees Radharani. A mother Sudha becomes worried when she sees that Krishna seems to lose his appetite. Yes, the appetite has risen for something else, I think. People have different appetites, different tastes. There's a time and place for different appetites. So Krishna, looking at the cook and seeing her beautiful face and everything, he didn't care so much about what she was cooking. He cared about the cook, not what she was cooking. Everything she had was all he wanted. So he kind of was playing with his food. There's what? You can go to the kitchen. You're all right. Come on. Yashoda encourages Krishna by saying, "Hey Gopal, Rohini and Radhika cook such delicious dishes for you. I brought Radharani all the way here to cook for you especially. If you don't eat, Radha won't come anymore." Hearing this, Krishna starts eating with both hands, starts eating really fast. For Radharani's pleasure, Krishna eats up to his neck. For eating nothing, to eat everything. Radha, okay, she's got to come every day. Srimati shyly enters the dining room. Balaram and Yashoda are there. Srimati blushes out of shyness, because her face turns red. And she tries to make her bangles and ankle bells jingle as softly as possible as she brings in the preparations and takes out the empty dishes. This, I don't know where it tells this. Generally we hear Radharani doesn't serve, but sometimes I guess she does. As she walks, there's a movie coming out in India called Ballerina. I thought it was funny. There's some new movie coming. I saw it on the internet, I was looking around. Some new movie called Ballerina. It's about some ballerina. A lot of it's Netflix or India, but tell your mother about it. Her mother's a ballerina. She studied, but she flunked. Too fat. But she still walks around the temple like she's in a ballet. Like we're seeing. It's off topic. I have a tendency to go off topic, so I have to be careful. I'm trying to control my topic control. I need some GPS system. Get back on course. I'm getting lost here. So Radharani is serving the preparations and walking back and forth very nicely and not trying to make any noise or attract any attention. Yashoda points out the different dishes with her index finger and says, "Krishna, this is very nice, this is very tasty, this is very sweet." And Madhamangal, seeing that Krishna is not eating very much, he tells Yashoda, "Oh Ma, Krishna doesn't eat anything. Just give him some boiled sabji and some rice. Give me all the food cooked in ghee. After I eat, I will give nourishment to Krishna by embracing him after I fill my belly." That's good. You don't eat anything, and Madhamangal stuffs himself and embraces and transfers all the power of the food to your belly. Everyone laughs after hearing Madhamangal's jokes, while Madhava is busy relishing the sweetness of Radhika's face. On one side, Krishna's opposite Krishna, is Madhavangal. The right side is Bala and left side is Subal. And Sri Ram is next to Subal. So Madhavangal's there, and he's eating so much sweet rice is dripping down his face. It's dripping down, he's just drinking the whole bowl. And Krishna is looking at the sweet face of Radharani. Nice. So Madhavangal stuffing his mouth with sweet rice, and Krishna's relishing the sweetness of Radhika's face. After eating one sweet, Krishna says, "Ma, this sweet is amazing." At that time, Mother Rohini is serving. So Ma Yashoda said, "Radharani, bring that sandesh here." Swami brings it, and Ma Yashoda says to Radharani, "Give it to Krishna." Swami shyly wants to put the sweet on Krishna's plate, but Krishna stretches out his open hand to receive it from her. That is a sign of affection. Sure. Be careful. Remember that. When ladies are serving, guys go on. You say, "Put it there, Jack. Just drop it on my plate." "Oh, come on. Take it from my hand." Naughty boy. Srimati blushes with shyness when he does that. How beautiful is Radharani's shy, blushing, blooming face at that time. Although Radha and Krishna want to, they can't freely look at each other in the dining room. That's a tough program, man. We'll have to continue with this blissful eating breakfast Lila tomorrow. We'll continue this tomorrow because it's out of time. A little more, but that's a lot to meditate on right now. The Lila, Radharani shyly serving, Krishna watching her cook, Radharani changing her dress so many times. Let's read another translation of this verse. 69? I'm always curious what he does with it. The title he gives to this verse 69 of Radha Nidhi is the aura, means like effulgence of Samohini Radha, the enchantress. Sardula Vikridita meter. The six Goswami. Tajjiya Nava Yovana Daya Anagrita. Read English. Upon Radharani's recent fresh blooming of youth, abounding with episodes of her youth, overflowing with super excellent charm, Radharani's divine form, composed of concentrated blissful clouds, of pure loving affection, completely enchanting, purified by delightful sports in Vrindavan's garden grows. The glowing fair luster of saffron gold, reddish gold it means. The sole object of love for Brajendra's Queen Yashoda, exactly as her son Govinda. Praises to that glorious aura of beauty and sweetness. Wow. That's amazing description. Must have been fun to write all these verses out in English. Glorified, 272 verses like this, glorified Radharani. The translator must have been flying in bliss. It's an amazing use of language. Each one it's like some intricate flower you can look at for hours, The different, like passion flower or purple lotus or blue lotus. So many colors and designs. Very attractive language. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai